Okay, so you guys quickly dispatch those. You see that the water's still kind of flowing to the southeast. You see that the river is moving at pretty much the same steady pace that it's moving here to the kind of the one that goes directly to the east. Kind of has a couple paths that come off. That seems to be much slower. And matter of fact, once it gets into that little tributary there, the water looks like it's barely moving. To be honest.
Hey, Greg, I think I missed a couple on the because Bose and Cormer didn't take any damage on that attack, right?
No, they didn't. Did you miss them?
Yeah, you
Sure.
mind if I drag it over on them?
Yeah, go ahead. Thanks. I think Bose is maybe a little bit AFK, so what would you guys like to do?
I'm here. No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've been holding those hit points
Oh,
damage
gotcha.
since the beginning of the day, or beginning of
Yeah.
this.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think he's gonna fix them here real quick. There we go. Nice.
My bad. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. I just keep muting because
No problem, man. That's all good. Yeah, no worries. So, appreciate it. All right.
I'd like to get through these doors. I don't know about you guys. I'm betting that spider double crossed us. He's probably trying to kill us off so we don't so he gets his spear back.
Oh, let me unlock here. Sorry, guys. Go ahead. You can move your tokens.
which way is downriver?
Downriver is to the southeast. So Razik just kind of flew into this little area to the here, and this has got kind of the tranquil water that's there. So.
Okay.
So you guys kind of look at the door area. The 4 doors are open that are there. There's a large wall that's kind of blocking where the next door would be. It's all stone masoned wall. Definitely has that same sort of weird inscription that you guys have seen kind of throughout the whole area, and it's kind of inscribed all the way around the edges there. Razik, when you kind of go up to that area there, you see that this is a kind of a dead end tributary. That the water's pretty shallow. It's only about maybe an arm deep at this point. Still about 15 feet high. The water still kind of has that blood type color. You don't find anything that appears here, and even with your perception check, you still don't see anything. That it just appears to be a dead end. What would you guys like to do with the door area up there?
Gotta see what's behind it.
All right, sounds good. So you want to do a search of the walls and all that, or are you talking about the area to the north?
Yeah, I'll check.
We didn't go up north yet.
Yeah, so up in there, they're kind of like murder slits in the wall, but behind it, you notice that it's actually a facade. So it's made to look like there's murder slits there, and like there would be something where people would be shooting at you. But as you look into the room, you see that it's essentially an empty room, and there's no doors and no way to really get in there, from what you can tell.
So this might have been something way back when or whatever, but
Yeah.
then again, if there's no way in unless there's something beyond it.
Yeah.
Protecting it.
Even with your perception looking, you guys, kind of looking through the slits, you see nothing that looks like secret doors. You don't see anything that looks like any levers back there.
Vampires would shoot bolt arrows from through there.
There you go.
Go in under their foggy misty spell. And then
You got it, man. You figured it out.
with bows.
That's right. Exactly. You are dealing with air elementals in the past, right? Well.
We got it. We figured it out. I'm ready to go to the bar.
All right. Good game, guys. All right. See you next week. All right. All right. Razik, so you're kind of heading back, I see. Sorry, I missed it.
You broke up, buddy.
I burrow through the wall and I see if there's something there. Or
Yeah.
solid stone.
Sure, absolutely. So you kind of burrow through the wall there, and you find that you're kind of burrowing through stone. Do you want to keep burrowing all the way?
I always knew he was an ass. A burrow.
So as you burrow through, you guys are standing there, and you see this sort of thing kind of bust through the rocks, and you see this rock mud thing sort of burrowing through the southern part of that eastern wall there.
Well, if it charges at me.
So as you're continuing to burrow through, Razik, you pretty much find dirt.
God made dirt darn hard.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing.
It's really solid behind that wall.
Yeah, it's pretty much a solid wall all the way around.
I'm thinking this is some sort of deal that just freaking wastes time.
All right, so about a good 10 minutes has gone by him kind of burrowing through the walls and whatnot. Yeah, you guys look at this and you think it was something that maybe was to waste time or to foil some people into thinking that they were really going to the tomb, and it wasn't.
All right. Well, you guys want to go back and go through those doors in the spider room, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of come across either, probably Razik, I assume, would probably fly you guys over. You guys grab on the mud pile and go over. There we go.
I know he's older.
So as you guys kind of come back into the room here, you guys remember this room very well. This is where the spiders were at, and this is where Carl kind of got dumped off from, or the spider, I should say, kind of got dumped in the center of the room. The south part was where you guys fought the Wraith, and those are a set of stairs kind of going up to this door. The door has sort of an ornate pattern kind of inscribed all onto it, and the two circles on either side are obviously the Winduke statues standing there with swords crossed over their arms, with their arms crossed, almost as if guarding the door. Yeah, so you kind of check the door and you listen there, and you don't hear anything that's there. So, are you going to burrow through the wall there, Razik?
Yeah, I like peek through the wall. Yeah.
Gotcha. So are you going to be going underneath? Because this is a step that kind of goes up about 10 feet up to the door. So you're going to burrow directly through at the floor level, or are you going to go up to where the doors would be and try to burrow through?
Where's the door? Yeah.
All right, gotcha. So so you're able to burrow through very easily into another room. And Bo's...
I don't really go through. I just like peek my face through the.
Gotcha. So you kind of push a few rocks that are through the thing there. So as you do that, Razik, I'll send you a kind of a whisper message of what you see. All right. What do you want to do there, Bose?
I'm gonna open the door and peek in and
All
see
right.
if I see a rock head to the north, and
There you go. All right. So you kind of open up the doors and very, very quietly you open them. Oh, by the way, Bose, I forgot to tell you, as you were kind of examining the door that was there in the steps, you see, remember there was those padded footsteps that you kind of have seen sort of in the dust? So you see that they actually came right through this room and up these steps and through these double doors. So just to kind of give you a perception of what you were seeing there. So so you kind of open up this door, and when you do that, you see that it's a fairly good-sized room, and there's a door that's immediately to the south in the center of the room, and there's a small statue of an armored Winduke. In his left hand, he has kind of resting a sword, and and his right hand is kind of held up to shield his eyes. So he sort of has a sword on his hand, on his right hand, and his left hand is covering his eyes like the see no evil kind of monkey type thing. And so he's shielding him, and on he stands on the far side of the room, and there's kind of a small shrine around him. The statue seems to be made of gold, and even though his hands are sort of kind of covering it, you can still see that you can kind of see underneath his hand, almost like he's blocking light, not more like covering his eyes. But you see his eyes kind of have some sparkling blue gems, and there's a beam of bright light that kind of shines above the statue, kind of down onto him, almost like a fresco light, kind of highlighting an art piece or something on the wall. And then on either side of it, the walls are kind of carved with a bunch of bas reliefs, and they show kind of Winduke servants kind of bowing and soldiers saluting, and there's sort of an elaborate carpet also that kind of covers the floor. It's badly worn and the colors have faded, but you can see that there's some small patches of complete pattern that kind of remain into that carpet. And you can see that there's some footsteps that kind of go kind of through the dust that's on the carpet and kind of goes through the next single door that's on the other side.
All right. Well, I'm going to try and meander my way over to the statue and take a closer look
Okay.
at the gems and
Alrighty.
continue observing the room, make sure that nothing else is, or any other traps are waiting for me as I arrive.
Sure, no problem. So as you kind of look over the carpet as well as the statue, you don't see any traps that you can appreciate. The statue really is quite an ornate statue. You've never seen any statue like this throughout the whole area, to be honest with you. And kind of looking at the eyes, they look almost like pale blue gemstones. I mean, you could give me a kind of a praise check to see kind of what they're worth. And the statue has like gold inlay that's kind of laid all around it, to be honest with you. And it looks very, very heavy. But you look at the stones and you think they're probably sapphires. And you think they're probably worth about 5,000 gold a piece. And then looking at the statue, you look at the statue and you think probably if you could get the statue out of here, you may be able to get 40 or 50,000 gold out of it.
Brothers, he entered back. We struck the gold mine here. Look at this here statue. It's mine. I claim the statue mine. I'll give you all a share of it though if you help me carry it out. Equal shares. For real.
For real. That's awesome.
I'm showing my new statue.
Alrighty.
And look what I found over here. There's this stone head of something that they killed.
Sticking out of the wall, right? That's awesome.
It's like a golem's head.
Is it at seat height? It'd make a good seat. Let me see.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, it fits perfect. All right.
All right. So if the eyes are in the statue,
Yes.
I would devalue the statue if I took the gems out of it.
Correct. Yeah. So they're definitely inset into the statue. I think if you pried them out, you would see they would sort of you'd kind of pull them out of the actual statue itself, and it would be marred and whatnot. So yes, it would probably devalue the statue. From
All right, guys, what do you think? We come back for this sucker.
Yeah, it may
and
piss
haul
off
it out later.
It may piss off the spider too. He's trying to protect the. Not to be a buzzkill.
Well, yeah. Well, we could float it down the river, or not float it down, but not as heavy on the water under it, depending on how far it goes. If there's a way to do that, but anyway, we'll come back to it.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Sounds good.
Mark some love on that sucker.
Sure.
Okay, we're just gonna leave that circle around it because that'll draw our attention.
There you go. I like it. Good. Good. That sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna come check this door out here.
Alrighty.
Excuse me.
So you kind of check the door and you don't feel any traps or anything like that, but you do hear sort of almost like a buzzing or a humming sound or something there that's kind of coming from the room. It just sounds kind of weird. Almost mystical, like...
It's the Irish music. Kids, the party's over here. All right. Well, I will try and stealthily open the door.
Alrighty. It's going to take a second.
And there's a exception for whatever I might see on the other side.
Yeah.
Thereof.
So as you kind of open up the door, you see that the room is kind of flickering a bluish light, and there's almost a breeze that kind of is moving around in the room, and it smells like, well, it kind of reminds you of like thunderstorms, to be honest with you. Like, you know how you get that nice wet rain, and you know, it kind of has that real earthy type of smell. The floor, you notice, kind of slopes kind of down into the center of the room. And at the kind of from all directions kind of slopes down. It's sort of a circular room, and it has some steps here. And you see that there's a large at the bottom of that kind of circle. There's a large. Sorry, hang on just a second. There's kind of a large ball there, and it kind of has a globe that sort of floats right in the bottom of that circle, and you see a figure that's floating in there, and the figure has kind of a long beard and kind of wearing some torn red stained robes, and as you look, he looks like he is in stasis, and you immediately recognize him as a Lustin. Now you also kind of hear sort of a crackling, sizzling sort of sound in the room itself. And
The little baby air one.
when you kind of look at it, you also see sort of there's on the ceiling. There's kind of this metal spike that kind of protrudes down from the top and comes all the way down and just barely touches the top of the upper curve of that globe. And the bottom of the globe sort of kind of has like the sparkling lightning kind of shooting across the top of the globe. And when you see a Lustin, he seems sort of suspended, almost like, you know, kind of in a cowering position. His hands are kind of up, like something had sort of almost hit him on top of the head, and he was kind of like he got hit by a rock, and he's sort of held down, but he's kind of in mid-step, and he's just floating in the center of that globe.
Does the thing poking down from the ceiling, does it look like it's like I know what it's made out of?
Yeah, so when you look at that and you look at the spike, it's an iron, kind of this huge iron spike that's kind of coming down, and there's probably about a 2-foot square block that's in the ceiling that kind of is depressed or kind of sticking out a little bit, so it kind of is a relief down, and then the spike appears to be attached to that and kind of comes down and just a circular cylinder kind of comes all the way down to this very sharp point that's just barely touching this globe of blue that's kind of pulsating kind of pulsating and has this sort of lightning flickering kind of across it.
I vote we let Cormer go in this room first.
What about Shingo?
Well, you're the elemental guy. You're immune to electricity, aren't you?
Yeah.
And
You said that so happy.
yeah, right. and you kind of feel sort of like the hairs kind of prickle up on your arms where you can feel like they're just kind of standing up, kind of sort of on their own, just sort of.
Hey, let me tie one of my 50-foot silk ropes to Cormer in case we got to pull him back.
All right, sounds good. So Cormer, you're gonna go ahead and go in.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you immediately step in the room, and from that sort of that spike that's there, you kind of have a strike of lightning that kind of shoots across and immediately hits you with the lightning. So I need you to roll a reflex save for me.
Dude.
Ominous.
Very.
We're trying. We're trying. How'd you do? Not good. Not good. So Cormer kind of sees the light and he just sort of like opens his arms up like he's trying to absorb the energy. And as that sort of comes shooting across and kind of hits Cormer sort of right dead center in the chest. And Cormer kind of gets knocked back by it. But you notice that he actually does. His body kind of glistens and he almost absorbs some of that energy that kind of hit him.
Not as immune as I thought.
I was like, immune? We got immune. You are an immune.
Well, now we know.
Now you're safe. Go charge it. Now, did the electrical shock thing, did it come from the globe or did
No.
it come from that iron spike?
It actually came from the iron spike. So where it came down to the very tiny tip that touches the globe, it actually shot out from that point where it touches the globe and the spike is there. But it appears like it came down from the ceiling, sort of went right down to the globe and then shot straight across the room and hit Cormer right dead center in the chest.
Razik, you want to dig your way up to the ceiling up above it and get over to the top of this thing and destroy its ability to hang from the ceiling, and maybe
Yeah. I'm checking my resistance.
Then again, that might
thing.
be a fall. That might not be a safe thing either. I guess if you kind of dug your way at it at an angle, like at a downward wedge angle, you could probably weaken the earth, at different angles around it.
Yeah.
If it was a doable thing. Otherwise, we could try and, I don't know, if we have a means to hurt it from a distance.
Well, I
to
don't
destroy it.
actually destroy any of the stone.
Yeah, you just kind of push it around, right?
It's like I'm swimming on the stone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then.
Although I can try to reach there.
I'll touch Cormer.
Yeah, I do have a spell. I'll cast my spell first.
Okay. All right, so you kind of gear up Cormer a little bit there. Nice.
So does the protection give him a certain amount it absorbs before it's used up, or does it reduce?
I'd have to look. I
Yeah,
don't.
120 damage.
It absorbs 120. Okay.
120.
Okay.
So there you go. Bolt in here and see if you can grab our dude out.
So you're gonna go ahead and go in. Alrighty, can I have a reflex save? Immediately you see sort of this lightning bolt kind of again go down the strip of that and kind of strikes out and hits Razik.
Oh, wait, the spike is on the ceiling, right?
Yes. Are you crawling through it?
Yeah, I go from the top.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Alrighty. And then are you trying to break the spike itself?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll need.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I'll need. How do you want to do it? Do you want to try to attack it, or are you going to try to brute strength break it?
I'll try to brute strength first.
Okay. All right. So are you trying to break the block, or are you trying to break the spike?
The spike.
The spike. Alrighty. Go ahead and give me a strength check. So as you try to break it, it's much stronger than you are able to break, and you are unsuccessful.
How big's the gap between the spike and the globe, Greg?
0. It appears to be like they're actually touching itself. Even though the globe doesn't look depressed, it looks like the spike is literally there. So it's pretty much from there all the way up to the ceiling.
Wonder if you shot an arrow at the very tip of the spike. Bose, you think you could hit it? I don't know what the strength is on it. If you could sunder the tip off so it's not touching the globe.
You said it wasn't touching. It just said it was just before it.
Well, it's like you can't really tell the difference. So it's like literally, like you look, at least from this distance looking, you can't tell whether it's touching or not, but it's not depressing the globe at all. So and it's not inside the globe, so you assume it's barely touching if it's touching at all.
All right, I'll
Right.
try a shot at it. I don't know what the AC is, but I'll try a.
Okay.
Robin Hood that thing.
Yeah.
So here you go. I'll give you something. There. There's something on the combat tracker you can target if you want to. Nice. Look at that. So you plant your arrow like right in the spot where it would be able to do maximum damage, and you see that the arrow kind of chips away quite a bit of iron that's right there at the connection to the rock itself, and takes away quite a bit of it there. But
That would have been 2 damage in cold as well.
2 and cold. All right, gotcha. All right. And it appears like it's been, a little affected up at the top.
All right.
To cast protection from enemies,
Okay.
they can go and
All right. You cast
catch
it.
it or something.
You cast it on yourself, or?
Nope, not that brave. By casting it on Razak.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Do you have one on you already, Razak? He may already have one on, I think.
I did.
Which one is that?
Do you have protection for energy on you already?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, then.
I did, yep.
All right. So you wanna do that, Cormer? Are you gonna do you wanna do it on somebody else, or?
I'll just do it on me.
Okay.
So, our daughter switched schools.
What happens if I touch the globe?
Yeah, so I like it. So when you touch the globe, you can feel kind of the electricity sort of all comes right to where your hands are at, and the globe feels solid, like you can't really push through it. But it's almost like those, those science electrical static electricity balls where you can put your hands on them, and the electricity kind of all comes to your hands. So you can feel it kind of tingle as you touch it. But it definitely feels magical. If you wanted to, you could give me a spellcraft check, and maybe that could give you a little more information about it. Nice. So you recognize this as a Tempest globe, and essentially what this is used for is it kind of puts somebody it traps them into stasis, and you know that this can be dispelled with the Dispel Magic spell, which would essentially release the person that's inside. See, Razak's going to work on the spike a little bit more.
What?
I'm gonna run in and try and touch the globe.
Okay.
Do I know what Cormer knows? Oh, when I'm at it.
No, you wouldn't actually. So
Alright, I'll wait.
I'll put a Lustin in there too, by the way. It's kind of in the globe itself. So as you run in, the electricity does shoot across the room. So I'll need a reflex save if you don't mind.
I probably won't do it because I don't know what Cormer knows. I do no
Alright.
idea. I'll wait.
All right, no problem.
I'll explain it to.
All right. So, Cormer, you notice that you're able to walk around the room and there's no issues. I mean, you're not being electrocuted or shocked again at all. You kind of explain it to the other group.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast protection from energy.
Okay.
I'll
So
move into.
yeah, so it you'll notice that the electricity again kind of collects up on the pin of the thing there, and as it shoots across, nice. Why don't you go ahead and give me a reflex save, or I can click it on you either way. I don't know if you have your sheet open.
Yeah, I got it. 1 sec. And if I fail, don't click anything just yet.
Alrighty, sounds good. You failed.
Alright.
Pretty good too, yeah.
Alright, let me. So I have improved lightning reflexes.
Okay.
So once per day, you may re-roll a reflex save.
Nice. You never thought you'd use that, did you?
Yeah, before the results are revealed.
All right, sounds good.
The second one's worse. I have to take that.
Okay. I don't think I can get any worse. There you go. Nice. So that'll be half damage for you.
Sweet.
And kind of strikes across you and kind of takes some damage from it. All right.
I'll touch the globe with the dispelling touch.
Okay.
So I gotta read it just to make sure I'm doing this right. You can use dispel magic to end ongoing spells that have been cast on a creature or object. Well, I could have did it from the back of the room. All right.
It's more drama this way, though. So you immediately cast it onto the sphere itself, and when you do that, the ball kind of stops this sort of undulating and whatnot, and Alustin is immediately transported out of the sphere, and as he lands on the floor, you actually see that he is in very dire shape, and appears to immediately start bleeding out. So there's kind of blood all over the floor that's there, and you all kind of feel your kind of the hairs on your arms kind of trickle up, and you can really feel the sensation that there's another electrical shock kind of coming out.
Can I do I have time to cast a spell on him?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll cast he's still alive, right?
Uh-huh.
I'll crawl over him trying to shelter him and I'll channel.
Okay. Can you give me a 1d4 too after you channel?
Oh, is he actually dying?
He is dying.
Oh, alright. Well, then I'll do Breath of Life.
Okay.
I think that'll work. I don't know that
Yep.
one that well.
Well, any healing will work.
Either-
Oh, any healing? Oh, yeah.
Either one will work. Yep.
Alright, I'll do the channel. God, a lot of ones. That sucked.